Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. Playing in the Bestiary League, and of course I should do some crafting in the Bestiary League. Within the next couple of hours I suspect patch 3.2.1 is gonna come out, in which we can actually insert our own items for the rares to be crafted. But I figured now I'm drowning in creatures. Some of them are actually... No, their cages are just so full, it's just not ethical anymore. So I just need to craft some items just to give those poor Roas some space. I mean, Roas have some rights as well, right? So I've been checking out the boots, helmets and belts. On the wiki you can find nice lists of all the uniques categorized per item type. And I did some checking and turns out boots and helmets are mostly rubbish for this build at this point. For the helmets, I did find the Peregrine helmet, but I think it was one among, well, I think it was 10 or 20 different helmets that are available at this level. So it's really a low chance to get it. For belts, however, there's not a lot of belts. There's like 7 or so different belts, and there's actually a couple of different ones. So I'm gonna spin the wheel of fortune and see what Einhar gives me. So today we'll face off against a level 17, I mean I'm F31, doesn't really matter what it is since it's gonna die. Level 6, it doesn't matter since it's gonna die. A level 15, can we lower that further? Probably not, nope. And a level 10, so... yeah, this is effectively like taking candy from a baby. And well, the ritual is complete. That was that. What did we get? Worm's Mold. That's not one of the ones I wanted, unfortunately. So what do we need? Another Sakawine Wretch. That's oddly specific. So it's item level 17 belt. It has a bit of life, it has some strength, it has some int, it has a little bit of cold res. But the thing is, I'm overcapped on cold, I'm not overcapped on fire, so that's a downgrade. A little bit of leech, sure, but I don't have mana, so it's only the physical part. And it is really quite a low amount. Especially compared to my damage, which I did double thanks to a shield upgrade, but it's still... no, 0.4% would be 2 life per hit. So, no, really not an argument for picking this one. So, no, it's not an upgrade. And I think I might need to have a look at some other options. So, if I'm just gonna swap over to the wiki. I might have led with that, but if I got what I wanted, then it would have been okay. So, Maginode's Girdle would be pretty nice. Now there's some physical damage to attacks, there's some bonus strength, some implicit strength. Percentage increased life, that's always nice, especially given that I've got quite some life already. And a bit of cold res, everything seems to have cold res, so I should just work around that. And increased life recovery from flasks that stacks with what I've got on the tree. So there is kind of nice. Worm's Mold was not on my list of things that are nice to have. What I was looking forward to the most was the Magnate. The implicit stun duration is kind of rubbish, though it does make things more likely to get stunned, I think, given the mechanics of how stun duration factors into that. 25 to 40% increased physical damage, that would have been pretty nice. Since there's not a lot of things that boost physical damage. I mean, this would be global physical damage. 40 to 50 to strength, that is nice. Currently I've got 35, I think, so this would actually be an upgrade either way. Increased flask charges gained. Effectively means that I only need to gain half the normal number of flask charges to max out my flasks or to regain sips. Kind of useful in fights where you use a lot of them. And 20 to 25% of all elemental resistances with 200 or more strength. I think with the Magnate, depending on the role, I might actually go over 200 strength already. Level 31, strength really comes easy for a Marauder. But no, 25 to all resists, well, I'm not gonna say no to that one, especially not this early. So the Magnate would be really, really nice. Item level 16, so I do need a higher level wretch than I could find in, say, the ledge, which is what I was thinking of. But no, the ledge is like a level 7 area, so if you get a rare there, then it's gonna be like level 9. So best case is you get a Maginaut's Girdle out of that. Oh, early on though, if you can get a Maginaut's Girdle out of it, that would be pretty sweet. For the Magnate, I need to find something better. The Perandus Blazon is Bestiary League exclusive, but some people have pulled Headhunters out, which is also supposed to be a League exclusive, so yeah. But nope, actually just picking a top left monster that is a specific level, nope, maybe even lower than the maximum that would be suggested by the game, in order to get a specific belt or whatever unique item you're going for, might be really, really useful. So no, just a little thing to keep in mind. And then let's go back to the let's do that. Let's go back to the game. Switching between screens always a little bit of a issue. Okay, so we need more wretches. Thing is, I did manage to find this wretch somewhere. So where did I find the wretch? It would be incredibly useful if I had a bestiary where I could, you know, check where certain monsters could be found. Oh, I do happen to have a bestiary, but to the best of my knowledge, you still can't find the location of monsters here. It's a very flawed bestiary in that regard. I mean, if I would be keeping a bestiary, I probably would track it. But yeah. So level 17 is what it was. That kind of informs it. So it was a rare in level 17 area. That means the base level was 15. So it was a random spawn in the Chamber of Sins or the Crossroads. Riverwise. After consulting the wiki, I figured out that avian wretches do indeed occur on the Crossroads. They used to only reside in the on the ledge, but they have since moved over to other parts, and the Crossroads are now also among places where they frequent. So I'll probably see about farming that area a little bit to see if I can find some of those red ones, and then we can turn them into more useful belts. Until then, I'm out of Saccowine wretches, but well, I did mention the Peregrine Helmet before. I've got two different enemies here that are a little closer to my level 23 and level 27, so I figure we got two shots at rolling a helmet. Why not? Worst case, I might end up with a gold rim, or more likely like a crown of thorns. But hey, I'm trying to just get rid of some lower level mobs to make space for higher level ones. Because, oh, in case you didn't know yet, if you fill up your cages and you catch something else, then something is gonna get booted, and well, the game's gonna decide for you. Let's put it that way. It's better to make those decisions yourself. So, one helmet with a murder screech and some incredibly low level minions.
Prove to the first ones you are worthy, Exile.
Hey, we got some add-ons. Where did they come from? Oh, you revived them. Nice. Did someone run? No. Good. We got Fairgear Strikhorn. That's not a bad helmet, actually. Adds a little bit of cold damage to attacks. It has decent evasion rating for its level. There's mana, which is wasted. Lightning resist and can't be shocked. That is kind of neat. And the stun and block recovery is not a bad trait either. Well, actually, it's one I don't really care too much about. But I was just on such a positive roll, I just went with it. So, that was the level 23 one. This is 27. So the pool of helmets that could roll is now slightly larger. And this one could be even more fun. Well, look at that. See, there's monsters there. And there's a monster there. I was not crazy. Yay. So if you select a recipe, it's already pre-populating it with monsters. That's what I saw. If you remember back in like the first or the second episode, it was like, there is something there. And then I closed the window and it wasn't there. And well, I swore I was not crazy. Now I've got the proof. It's just the monsters already getting put into their cages. So when you hit craft, they are ready to kill you. So we're gonna face down Gristle Jaws. Ferric Presence, Satyr Storm, that's gonna be fun. Group Frenzy on Death, that's gonna be even more fun. Powerful crits, accurate and it leaps. Accompanied by a level 5 Winterbloom, a level 15 Satyr Storm, so that's 2 Satyr Storms in a fight, and a level 6 Crushing Claw. So 2 random supports and, well, Satyr Storm. This could be fun.
The first ones are watching Survivor.
Okay, just curse them, throw shields, fix it. Yeah, well, at least Gristle Jaws is taking a while to kill. That's good.
You are truly a survivor.
Life regen, yeah, I still need to get that Frost Orb. Mark of the Red Covenant. Oh, that's the Raging Spirits one. This actually looks like a pretty neat one. Raging Spirits always ignite. 75% reduced maximum number of summoned Raging Spirits. So it's no longer capped at 20 but at 5 I suspect. They've got 140% increased damage. That's useful. And Raging Spirits refresh their duration when they kill an ignited enemy. And minions have 10% increased movement speed. This is pretty cool. And if you combine this with the Ashcaller wand that will summon Raging Spirits for you whenever you kill something, maybe with a bit of luck you might actually combine them so you never even have to summon them, but they will always be around. Could be neat. So, is there any other use for Krakic Sand Spitters? I'm just gonna make the ball. Let's see, Uzbek, I don't... Well, if it's the only Roa I have, then I might as well just keep it around. Boots. I have some spares. Okay, level 14 boots. YOLO.
Prove to the first ones you are worthy, Exile.
Wait, is someone hiding out back there? Yes, you are. Toxin Brute.
The ritual is complete.
And we got Victorio's Flight. Okay. That's actually one of the boots I was thinking wasn't actually quite terrible. We get Dex, we get Int. They're both difficult to obtain for a Marauder, so that is nice. Evasion rating, not really that much of a fan. 15% movement speed, you think, well, that's not too much. Keep in mind though, that's what we currently have, but also 10% increased movement speed for you and nearby allies. So actually, it's 25% increased movement speed, which makes it an upgrade. 6% damage taken, gained as mana over 4 seconds when hit. Unfortunately, we have no mana, so that is a bit of a no-up. But, oh, Victorious Flight, Fairgrave's Tricorn, and a Mark of the Red Covenant. For solo self-found, this is pretty nice. Either you get some crazy item that, if you were if you had the time and inclination for it, you could just build around it. I mean, this is pretty much a nice build around, unique. The item recipe, of course, is going to be even more rare since it's gonna grant you anything. And for bows, I think I settled on just keeping it because ROAS. The leveling items, they're kind of nice first time around. Now get you some boost with movement speed, but I think the further you get, the less useful, generally useful they're gonna be, and especially because they do require mobs that you will encounter at set points. Now they're pretty much guaranteed to be given to you, but that also means that they will never scale along. Because Amarissa, daughter of Merveil, she's only gonna appear in Merveil's caves. And you're gonna stuff with that. Same with the Great White Beast. It's always gonna be in his own cave, always gonna be the same level. So that's a rare Emperor Amulet. It's only gonna be the same. That's why it's the category of leveling items. And it's also why after patch 3.2.1 it's gonna get bumped down the list, because really they're not that important. Not in the big picture. So lots and lots of items. Most of these rares, as I said, now after the patch, if you select them, you can just put your own item, put it in, and then the item will get scoured, and then it will get enchanted, so only the base is reused. But it does mean that if you find yourself a very nice item, like for example, I just bought this tower shield from the merchant in Act 3, just plain white, but with the tree link and a high item level. You can. I SS crafted this one, but I could have just put it in here, and then I could have did the rare strength shield with, let's say, maximum life. I could have done that, and then I would have guaranteed had maximum life. So effectively, after the patch, this is going to become like essence crafting, which is perfect, because that's basically that's a very, very nice system. The current system had too much rarity. Well, if you didn't have an item base yet, then you could just YOLO roll it, and maybe you got it. New system is going to be more generally useful. Hey, for linking. I hadn't seen that one yet. That is nice. That is very nice. How many deep bond presences do I have? 1. Okay, cool. And 1 fatted more. Oh, that's one of those super jumpers. Okay, cool. It's also one of my critic presence mobs. That's, of course, the downside. But early on, fuses are incredibly rare, especially while leveling. So a bloodcraft to link 4 sockets is good, because that means picking up items with 4 sockets is suddenly useful. And suddenly I'm regretting selling a board plate that quote unquote only had 4 sockets, but it wasn't linked. Well, keep that in mind. Nice to know. Also means the deep one's presence is going to be a very nice thing to look out for. And now I suddenly find myself wishing for, where can I find more of these squids? Oh, game. You never cease to just create more lists of things that you wanna do to the monsters. Well, for now though, I think this has been a pretty good crafting session. Now, 3 uniques, and I now know that my destiny lies in scouring the crossroads for more avian wretches that have a red logo over their heads, to murder them and sacrifice them, to craft more belts. So for now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and up to you again next time. Bye bye.